stomach is no good, you know. I'm releasing
Honey,
polluted
don't
air.
release anything, okay? Out of pure respect for me.
But you know, it so smells good. Hi, welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines. We're here in our advice section. And, okay.
What are you looking for?
My comb. We're here in our advice section and we got a letter here. We got 3 letters to do a video tonight. First is, what's happening on this phone? The first one is from Lenda, who is in Siquijor.
Is in where?
Siquijor, opposite island of Bohol. I think I never been there.
Okay.
And his subtitle is Husband, Very Hot, 6 times a day.
Lucky man.
We gonna read this? Okay. Hi Beth and Terence, I am very happy I found your channel. Lingaw kaayo ko nimo bisan usahay kapoy day, pero wag tang kakapoy tungod sa inyong mga videos.
I was gonna say that.
He said here, I'm very happy I found your channel. I am pleased even if I'm tired. Once I watch your videos, my tired is gone. Right? Lipay pud ko nga dili ka arte walay luho sa lawas. I'm also glad that you're not arty. I was the English of artihan. You're not basta you're not choosy. I don't know what's the English.
Not choosy.
No, not boastful in, I don't know. Why you speak it in Visay?
I don't know, honey. You're the one that's...
This is very clear, okay? I again, okay? Hi Beth and Terence, I am very happy I found your channel. Lingaw kaayo ko nimo bisan usahay kapoy day, pero wag tang kakapoy tungod sa inyong mga videos. Even if I'm tired, once I saw your videos, all my tired is gone. Okay, that's my translation. It's not a little closer, but it's not perfect. Lipay pud ko nga dili ka arte walay luho sa lawas. I'm also glad that you're not overacting. I don't know. Arte means, what do you call that? You will not put, like for example, put some eyebrow, some for your eyes. What do you call that? Eyebrow. What's the English of that?
We're not doing the overproduction
Okay.
thing. Okay.
Like that, over. Okay? Ako lang saksak sinagol ha. It means that the letter that she's sending is mixed Visayan and English. Bisaya pud ko dai Siquijor mi nagpuyo. She's also a Visayan but they're now located in Siquijor. I am 36 years old. I sent my letter to ask advice also sa imo nga mga subscriber, especially Pinay. She said she's 36 years old and she sent the letter to us an advice also to our subscribers, especially to the Filipina subscribers. Okay? How to say no her problem is how to say no to your partner that no sex because I am tired that your partner will not be offended or getting mad. My husband is 56 years old, who I married for 7 months, very hot in bed, can do 6 times a day. Manghang baya pud nay ato. Kayasa. She said that they're just married for 7 months, and then the husband did 6 times a day, and manghang means it's also, you know, our private parts also, the more you use, it's overuse, it's also painful. That's what she said. Because if I said no, he is in bad mood, and I am scared also that he go to other woman. So even if it's painful, agwantaho na lang. Even if it's painful, she just carry on. Okay? Salamat sa advice ug pagbasa sa ako problema, Beth and Terence, Linda. Thank you for the advice and for reading my problem.
Okay, I think this letter was written by the husband and he's showing off.
What do you mean by that?
It's a joke, honey.
Ah.
It's as if the husband wrote the letter posing as his wife, showing off that he can do it 6 times a day. How old was he?
56.
56. And he's been married for
7
months and he still wants to do it 6 times every day. I wonder who's telling the truth.
Yeah.
So, if your husband wants to do it 6 times a day, do you do anything else? Surely by the time you've done it once, twice, for 4, 5, 6 times and washed in between and take out 8 hours for sleep, what else do you do? Do you eat any food? It seems like you live a life that is impossible.
Maybe maximum. Maybe that's what she meant.
Maximum. But
Yeah.
she says 6 times a day, so I'm taking it literally. Obviously, you haven't come to terms yet with the fact that you each have a different requirement for sex, a different need, and you need to be able to talk about that, because very often people who love each other have to make compromises. And I guess the problem is that traditionally, as with the oldest profession, which is prostitution, a woman can actually lie back and do it 6 times. If the demand is made on a husband to do it 6 times and he can't, well, then he just can't. If he can't, he really can't. So the emphasis here is on the woman who can actually do it that many times and still be able to walk around. You can still walk around, can't you? Yes. I'm taking it that you can still function. Do you do any housework? I mean, what do you do? Do you walk around in a French maid outfit all the time, that he's coming up behind you and making suggestive moves? What do you think, darling?
Yeah, I think that you exaggerate. I think even maybe kissing, you include that. You kiss each other in the morning. Maybe you include that 6 times a day, because morning, for example, early in the dawn, right? Early morning, afternoon, then early dinner, after dinner, middle of the night. Where's the other one? Middle of the night. Oh yeah, middle of the night. And then, I don't think so. You exaggerate. Possible what you meant is maximum, but not every day. Because it's, you've been in 7 months. Maybe for the newlywed, I don't know. Yeah, I think you're just overacting.
Maybe he wants to do it 6 times a day and you count the rejections. The fact is that the woman in any relationship controls how many times it's done in a day. Unless, of course, her demands, as I said, are greater than the man is physically capable of doing. But no woman alive is afraid to say no. It's what they do all their lives. It's like, yes, it is, honey. It's like the little boy and the little girl are exploring playing doctors, as little boys, very little boys and little girls do, and they do the show me yours and I'll show you mine, and when the little boy sees hers, he looks down at his and he says to the little girl, I bet you wish you had one like mine. And the little girl says, my mummy says I can get as many of those as I like with what I have. So kind of like that.
Yeah.
No woman is unable to say no. I don't believe it, because men grow up with rejection, trying, being rejected, trying again, being rejected. They grow up with rejection. They have to learn to deal with it. A woman can go out and get what she wants any time of the day, is my feeling. Maybe I'm being sexist here.
Yeah, so okay. Just in case your problem is really serious, but based just my personal opinion, because your problem is your husband is wanted 6 times a day, but I don't believe it. Possible in just once a month, once a month that your husband wants 6 times a day, but not every day, because you have other lives, you know. You have. I'm sure that your husband is also doing something, going out talking to his friends, not just you alone. That not just you're not living, just the two of you in the island. Where nothing to do and just have okay, time to do it, time to do it. It's just it's impossible. But if
Well,
you're serious, and you wanted to say no to your husband, then just
just say,
explain it. Just say to your husband that look, this is what happened. I'm not feeling well.
doesn't he watch you limping around
And
with that sore thing between your legs, and he doesn't understand what's happening? No, we've gotten off the track really of what this is really about. What it's really about is, does the woman have the power to say no? And
yeah,
without any question at all, the woman always has the power to say no.
yeah, you can say no to your husband, especially if you cannot able anymore. Because you just explain to your husband that if we do it, if I said yes to you, it's not any more pleasure. It's not happy, it's not good feelings anymore, it's not great feelings anymore, because it's already painful. So just explains to your husband. And at the same time, your questions is how could you say no, that she will not be hurt or getting mad or go out with other girls. If your husband loves you and respect you, then he gonna respect your decision. And at the same time, we know there's a study before. I read somewhere, I don't know, but it's like an article that there's a study that when a man out there inside in the certain company, right, and the guys there was being filled up. What's the reasons why they're not good mood going to work, right? Why they're not good mood today, and 20 of the employees are men, right? And 18 of that guys answer the reasons why sometimes I'm not in the good mood going to the office is because I was not able to make love to my girlfriend, to my wife. So in other words, for a woman we're okay, right? We are okay, but the man is difficult for them to accept the rejections, because even if we didn't touch them, they already been standing, okay? You got my point. But it's just a matter of explaining, because it's not the marriage is not happy anymore if you've been strangled, right? Got me?
I didn't think that was part of the doing 6 times a day, but yes, I see what you mean. But it's not real. It's not real to say, and we've gotten off it now. We're really talking now about whether it's possible to do it 6 times every single day. And I doubt that that's the case. We're really talking about whether it's okay and how can you handle saying no when one has a much, much higher need for sex or sexual appetite than the other. And didn't you have this discussion before you got married, or was it all happening on the honeymoon? Was that when you got the when you got the bad news? I don't know. You're going to have a talk.
Yeah.
Always, practically every one of these conversations that we have are all to do with communication. And if you don't communicate, then that's it. But there's other kinds of communication that women are very, very skilled at. And a woman, if a woman doesn't want to do it, she will pull the pain card,
Like what?
So, well, with a woman, they can show pain no matter what. I mean, you go up, a man can go up and touch a woman on the
You mean
Now, before marriage, they would go on a walking tour of Afghanistan. You know, they'd go with you there. Afterwards, you'll be very lucky to get them to do almost anything that you want if they really don't want to do it. So, is he really so unaware that he doesn't know that he's hurting you? It seems very, very unlikely. So either that, or you are an incredible actress who can simulate having a great time when actually you're in pain. I don't know any woman that would do that. It's the other way around. They simulate being in pain because they don't want to do it. Well,
yeah, it's your problem. Your problem is it's quite complicated, quite difficult, and quite overacting. you know you know okay, just to end my advice, you need to say no. You need to say no because just remember that too much is no good, because remember, too much will kill you, right? There's a song on that. Too much love will kill you.
really?
Yeah, there's a song on
I
that.
never heard that one.
There is.
I never heard that.
Yeah, so in other words, too much things that is over too much, it's no good, So as a protections of yourselves, as a what do you call that, hand? As the benefits of yourselves, don't let him use you over fatigue. Over fatigue.
Right. So it actually looks like, let's assume for a moment you're telling us the truth and you're not exaggerating. Your husband is addicted to sex, so when he actually wants to do it yet again, his body is demanding of him that it brings him back to normal. That's what taking a drug does. When you become addicted to anything, the next hit, be it sexual or be it chemical, the next hit, all that the next hit usually does is it brings you back to level. That's all. When people become addicted to things, they don't get a high every time they take a hit. Usually the body is making a demand that has to be met, and they take the next hit just to get back to feeling reasonable. So when your husband is demanding yet another bonk in bed, he's just trying to get back to reasonable where his body isn't making these demands on him.
Yeah, and I think it's a very serious problem, because that's what I heard in your explanations, that if his husband is addicted and she's gonna say no, possible his husband will find that thing to other women, right? Especially if there's no solid relationship between the two of them, right? Because
Well,
it's
if
always
if he got married just to bonk you, you're on difficult ground.
Yeah,
but
because
if he got married because he loves you,
yeah, but just in case, because sometimes when you're upset, right? When you're upset and you're getting, because your wife said no, and your brain, because this is the thing of the man right now. They got two brains. Men have two brains. The other one is in the top, and the other one is in the down. And sometimes when
one is in the up and one is in the down.
yeah, and once that down brain functions, this one here brain didn't functions, because sometimes the idiot brain down is the one that manipulating the system, and that's one of the reasons why temptations is easily come up, especially if there's no strong bonding. Correct? You got two brains, right?
Yeah, they do call it the other head, don't they?
So I think you got a serious problem, but it's just a matter of telling to your husband, okay, I got you, I know you love me, can you just have reduce? Or else you go to the doctor and tell to your doctor about your problem. If she got a prescriptions, if the doctor has got a prescriptions,
and slip
to
it in his tea.
yeah,
Slip it in his tea or
yeah,
something.
to decrease that crazy craving on that thing, right?
Right.
I'm sure that there's that. right?
Yeah, I think that in the army they used to give you bromide. I think bromide reduced, so they used to say, don't know how true it was, that they'd slip something they'd in your tea, which is already made up. You go to a big urn and everybody puts their mug under the tea, onto the tea urn, and they get a mug full of tea, which they drink, and they don't know what's in it. So it's possible, yes. Go and get some bromide pills and put those those in his thing.
And maybe your husband gonna say, what's happened on me now? Before I wanted it, but now it's just, so in other words, it's just a matter of communications, and if still your husband is not doing, because I think your problem is serious. I just realized now, that it could lead to serious, because if the needs of your husband is very high and you cannot satisfy it, and your husband is also a bit not faithful to you, or not been, the relationship is not fully fully
Fully
intact, fully intact, that there's a love, there's a respect, there's understanding. Once the three are not in together, loyalty, once it's not there, it will crash the relationship, so talk to your husband. Don't let your body as a toy, don't let your body as a use.
Don't be abused.
Yeah, don't be abused.
Yeah.
Because yes, we are a wife, we're a woman, and we are committed. We need to submissive to our husband. But if they didn't respect our body, if they didn't respect ourselves, then there's no reason that there's no reasons that we cannot say no. There's no reasons that we just let them have their way.
Yeah,
Just respect
he should be
yourself.
listening for more words than no, like ouch, like ah. He should be listening to a few little signs like
Or
that.
you can say, agay!
Yeah,
Agay!
right.
You know, like that.
Oh, for God's sake, not number 5 already. So just remember the words of that. That there was an ancient writer. He was in his late 80s and he was being interviewed by a journalist, and the journalist said, so you live alone now, you have a housekeeper who takes care of you. What was it like when you finally didn't need to have sex? What was it like? And the writer said, it was like being unchained from a maniac. That's how crazy it can be for a man who is operating out of his trousers. You know what trousers are, don't you?
Yeah, I know, short.
Sure, out of his shorts.
Yeah.
So, good luck. You have to realize your husband has an addiction. If he has an addiction and he doesn't know it, he has somehow to be made to understand that he has an addiction. And as an addiction, he can't just have it anytime he wants.
Yeah, oh, there's another one, How about you go out in a day, right? Don't...
Well, you're back to, honey, you're
Don't...
back to disproving the 6 times a day. That's not just the issue. The issue is not just about he does it 6 times a day.
Yeah, but just in
and
case...
And how can he do that? We're not trying to disprove that, in fact, they do it 6 times a day. She's giving that as an example. Which illustrates that the guy is addicted.
Yeah, but in case, just in case, okay? Because if you've been out, for example, you do something together, like planting rice, planting rice, or you go out to the mall, to the restaurant. So when it times comes that your husband looking at you sexy, he cannot touch you because you're in the public, okay?